I am tired. I don't know. I feel like I have ugh. Last night, New Year's Eve, woo, party. I was up till, how late were? Well, I got home and I partied a little more after that. So it was like 2:30, 2:40 when I went to bed. I went to sleep. Anyway, late night. I am feeling it today, but I also am oddly driven to get things done. So today, Kit Kat that we want her to be more of a mouser and kind of more of an outside cat with like outside inside kind of thing. And so I'm going to build her a little nice warm house. It's not going to be that hard, but out of this styrofoam box that we've had for quite a few years, but I just feel bad throwing away because styrofoam doesn't decompose in the landfill, and so I just felt bad just throwing it away, and so I'm glad I can finally get some use out of this very non-earth friendly packaging. And so I'm going to cut a hole in it, and we'll put her bed in here and maybe some blankets and some stuff to help keep her warm. Where she hasn't been an outside cat, she doesn't really have that winter fur, and so I'm going to try and make this as warm as possible, and we're going to put it in the garage so she will be protected from the elements there, and she'll have this, and she should be fine. She'll have to acclimate, but she should be fine. And then we'll bring her in every once in a while just because we like her. We want to spend time with her, but we also want her to do her job because animals have jobs around here. And she is also getting very, very active. And so we want her to be able to have more space and stuff to round around in that she'll have in the garage without having to worry about her getting into traffic or something. So that'll be good. And so while I'm doing this, I thought we would talk about kind of what I mentioned earlier of the New Year's resolution, not revolution. Resolution. And I looked up some, it smells like paint because we were holding our paint supplies in here. Why is this in here? I looked up some people's resolutions, and of course there's some pretty popular ones like losing weight and some financial ones, and so I want to talk about kind of some of my personal ones and then some for the farm. And so let's see, I'm gonna want it like this actually. So maybe so with for my personal ones, where Dave and I just bought this house, we also want to, so he got a job, so he is making money, and so his stuff will cover our mortgage, and then we want to put a big chunk of my paycheck into it as well. So we are hoping to pay this house off in 10 to 15 years. And so that also means that we need to really be good with our money. And I don't feel like I've been very good the last couple of months. I usually am very, very thrifty. I don't like spending money, but something about having our own place and I don't know, just different things. I feel like I just haven't been as good. And so instead of just so I'm just gonna start with this. So being better with the budget is kind of like my general goal, but in order to accomplish those goals, you have to break it down. You can't just say, I guess we'll just stick with my example. I can't just say I want to be magically perfect and amazing at budgeting and not spend $1 out of place. It's too vague. It's kind of too big, and it can be overwhelming. And so we need to start smaller. And so for those of you who have never budgeted, it's best to spend at least 1 month up to 2 months just keeping track of your expenses. Don't worry about changing anything, but keep track of how much you're spending on food or eating out, and just all these different aspects to keep track of that. And that will help you have a better idea about how much you're actually spending. And so for January, I'm going to try to be better, but I'm also just going to keep track of what I'm actually spending and seeing, am I that far off of what our budget actually is, or am I just really hitting left field and I need to reel some stuff back? So start small, if this is a new habit, and so I'm not gonna get to pull the reins back on myself, kind of ease into it. And then also, so we're going to stick with the budgeting thing. So the next thing is that you need to pay yourself when it comes to budgeting. And so, for instance, saving for retirement is super important. And a lot of people struggle with that because humans aren't very good at saving for the future, looking ahead into the future. We're very in the moment kind of people. And so, not everyone, exceptions to every rule, but so to make sure that we are saving for retirement and have an emergency fund, I have money that's automatically coming out of our account every month. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to do anything. It just does it. And that way I don't miss it. It's gone. I don't have to worry about it. And so that's really, really good. And so it helps make sure that I'm going to stay in my budget and I'm also saving. And also it's really good to be able to reward yourself. And so both Dave and I have a little bit of spend money that we can just do whatever we want with. It's up to us. We're not monitoring that or anything. And then the other one is to be kind to yourself, because mistakes are going to happen, especially if it's something that you've never done before. Then, of course, you're going to make mistakes, not going to stay within the parameters that you want. And so just understand that that it's okay. We're learning, and there's no reason to get upset about it, because there's that shame cycle where if we make a goal, we're really excited about it, and then we don't accomplish it, we get upset at ourselves, and then to make ourselves feel better, we usually do something that will make the problem even worse or not fix it. And so if I spend too much, so let's say when I went to Walmart and got some of this Christmassy stuff, technically it wasn't in the budget, and I'm going to talk about the things that kind of hold me back when it comes to money and budgeting. But I wanted it because it was on sale and it was there, and it was like in the moment, people are shopping and like, oh, it's cute, I want it. And so instead of telling myself, oh, that's terrible, why would you do that? And then just being like, well, I've already broke the budget, who cares now? I just look at it and be like, okay, why did I do this? Okay, I got it because of these things. Okay, maybe it wasn't the best decision, but I do like the stuff that I got. And just try to be better, just be more aware and more intentional about it. And maybe that means I need to go back to the cash system for a while, where I just use mostly cash for everything, or I use something that I can physically see when I am done. And I did that for a lot of years, and that helped me the most when budgeting. And so be kind to yourself, analyze it, be intentional about it. Don't beat yourself up, but try to learn from that experience. And also, to help with that as well, is to be specific about your goals. And so kind of like where I said, I want to budget and just be better, that's too broad, it's too big, it's too vague. There's not much to it. And so what is my biggest goal? My biggest goal is getting this house paid off. And so I'm going to So I'm going to take what our current mortgage is and I'm going to add X amount to it. And so let's say, I don't have the exact numbers right here, but let's say I want to pay, let's say about $2,000 on the house every month to be able to pay extra on that mortgage. And so my big goal is budgeting. And the details to that is to pay, let's be really big on this. We'll just say $50,000 a year on the house. And under that is, okay, so how much is that per month? It's going to be a little over $2,000. And then how am I going to budget that in order to make that happen, but still not leave us, like paycheck to paycheck, rice and beans kind of thing. And so work with that budget. And then is there anything I can do to maybe sell some things I don't need, or maybe do whatever to kind of make this work, or you start with your big goal and then you break it down into things. That gives you a detailed list, because the more detailed it is, the more you have a path to follow, the yellow brick road. You have something to work with. And so that is really good. It has a way to kind of hold you accountable, because accountability is also huge. Share this plan with a trusted, honest friend or family member. And I say trusted and honest because you don't want someone who's just going to give you roses all the time. You need someone to say, dude, like, I love you, but you're kind of messing this up. Like, I thought this was your goal. And so you want someone who is willing to help you along with that. And so find someone like that. And if you don't maybe have anyone that you know right now that can do that, please feel free to email me or message me or whatever. I would be more than happy to talk with you, to message you. And not that I know a lot of stuff, but I'm more than willing to help you on these little things to just help be accountable, or I can message you once a week, once a month, whatever it is that you would like. And just, we can help each other. And that's what this community is about, is helping each other. And so, yeah. I would love to be your accountability buddy, and maybe it'd help me as well. So, all right. And then the last thing is to reward yourself when you hit those bigger goals. So in your plan, in your detailed plan, you're going to write down like mile mark. And so for my goal of, let's say, doing $50,000 a year on the house, and so if I can just stick with the $50,000, maybe once a year we'll do a celebratory dinner. But once a year just seems like a really long time for a reward system, and so maybe it might be every 6 months. And so if we break it down to $25,000, we break that up and do a reward system off that, or maybe we'll do 20, just a little something. And so while you're making your plans, try to put that on there so you can reward yourself. And of course, if your goal is to lose weight or eat better, your reward system is not cake. No reward system is worth a bad habit. And so if I say a nice dinner, I try to go somewhere maybe healthier. If I'm going to get a dessert, I'm going to try to share it or get a very small one. So just these reward systems aren't to break a good thing. They're to encourage good things. And so, or a reward system could be taking maybe a day off for yourself. Maybe go to the spa, or a mini trip, or maybe a day of doing nothing. I don't know. Or, find something that you enjoy and look forward to and doing, and do that. That can be your reward system. And whether it's just you, or whether it's you and a loved one or a friend or something, there are definitely options on that. And so yeah, that's kind of it. And so wow, this is thick stuff. Kind of, well, not that my blade's that long. I probably should get a longer blade. Yeah, you can't even see it. And so some of the things that keep me from doing those goals right now is kind of like that Walmart thing. It was on sale. It's ready now. If I waited till later when I had budgeted for or had the budget, that stuff wouldn't be available, and then this stuff isn't going to be available until next year, and so that is usually a downfall for people when it comes to that kind of budgeting. Yeah, I gotta go get a different knife. There we go. This should be long enough. Beautiful. All right, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So again, a lot of intention. I knew when I looked into buying it that it wasn't the budget, but I kind of let emotions run it, and emotions aren't always our friends when it comes to goals. And so try to look at it a little bit more logically as well. And and another one is, whenever I mess up on the budget, I tell myself, oh, I'll do better next month. And so I said, don't put shame to it, but you also need to kind of reprimand yourself a little bit. So I don't think I reprimand myself enough, or I don't take something away, or I don't know. There's something about that mentality of I'll do better next month. It just doesn't work. And so that in me, it just doesn't work for me. And one of my other goals I want to do is to do more daily planning and have more of a routine, which sometimes can be hard as a farmer, but I need to do something that will allow for that. And one of the things that's kind of kept me from doing it is, I'll say, I just want the perfect planner. I want to buy the perfect thing, but everything I look at is never quite good enough. And so I finally, with this procrastination homework stuff, I have finally just used this normal, like, college rule, regular size notebook. And, it's good enough. It's fine. And that's helped quite a bit. And so it doesn't have to be the perfect thing. It doesn't have to be, yes. Kitty hole. I just gotta see if it's big enough. Well, what a mess. And then the other thing is I'll think, oh, today is too hard to plan, or I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, there's ideas, but it's just the act of writing it down and writing down goals and different stuff, and that's important. And so those are my two things I'd like to work on personally this year, but I'm not going to look at it as a year thing. I'm going to try and break it down into, like, for budgeting, it's going to be a monthly to, there's going to be a year goal, monthly goals, and maybe depending on how I am, might be weekly or daily. Just saying, okay, I'm not, like the 12-step thing I mentioned, I'm not going to buy this today, leave it for another day. And so we'll see how that goes. And then for the daily planning, I'm just going to take it one day at a time. And if it doesn't happen, it's okay. Do better next day. You try. And so yeah. And then for the farm, I want to make a better version of this, but we have a goal, and I hope I remember this right, to sell 31 cows. And we have already done about 14 so far. And so we have about 17 cows left to sell. And so I want to make a cuter little chart. It's probably going to look kind of like our logo, like a silhouette of our logo. And then, like, bloop, fill that up. And so, so with that goal, Stan and I, we have our big goal, and then we'll break that down into monthly goals, and how we can do different things. Because, I know you guys are interested in this stuff, but we want to make sure that we come up with things that will also fit other people's lifestyles. Like, we just did the bulk beef, which that is still available. We still have bulk beef available. And so if you would like that, please get on and order that. But we also know that not everyone has the ability to have a half cow with them because of freezer space or different things. And so that's why we want to start these subscription boxes, which is kind of another goal, is to do subscription boxes. And so you can still have this beef. And so let's say you want 20 pounds of beef a month. And so if you sign up for that, we know to reserve that much for you. And so even though you don't have half cow, well, let's see, 20 for a year. Okay, so that would almost be, not quite be a full cow, like a 3/4 cow, if you got 20 pounds a month for the entire year. So let's say you want to buy a half cow or a whole cow or whatever, but you don't have that freezer space, that's fine. We want to set up that subscription box, and so you still have that reserved for you, but you don't have to have it all at once, and we can break that up for you. And we are more than willing to do that. And so we want to bring up that option for those of you who need a smaller option, but still want to make sure that you have delicious, healthy beef for you and your family. And so those are kind of, at least for me, the big things that we want to do for the farm. And I wanted to just thank you guys again for being with us during this year. I know this YouTube channel is really new, but I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I would love for you to be able to share us and get people in with it to join us, because I know there are a lot of people out there who are looking for what Stan and I offer, a relationship with a farmer, to know how your food is raised, to know that you're getting the best quality possible, that the animals are being treated right, and that people are caring for the earth. And those things are really important to us. We want to find other people who care about that as well. And so please share us, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I even started a TikTok thing. I'm not like super excited about it, but I also understand that in order to reach a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, we're not worried about reaching millions of people. We just want to reach those of you who care, especially in Utah and then surrounding states. But we just want to have kind of like that close friend group. And so when we find our, that community that we can support you and you support us, and then we just have this great relationship together, that's really what we're looking for. So we'd really appreciate you sharing us and bringing family and friends into the community, that we can all help each other and grow and have a good time. I like having a good time, so I look forward to that. So anyway, I hope some of this helped with some of your goals. If you don't want to call it New Year's resolution, that's fine, but goals are good to have. Goals give you direction and guidance, and they are super, super great. And so if you don't have a goal, maybe think of a goal and work through the steps of starting small. I guess if you're budgeting, pay yourself first, but there's probably some other things that you could work into that. Be kind to yourself if you make a mistake. Have someone who you can be accountable to, whether that's me or whether that's a friend or family member. Be specific with your plans. Make sure you put a detailed list on that. Start with your big goal and then slightly smaller. So you have like a year goal, and then maybe twice a year, monthly, weekly to daily, kind of break it down for yourself. And then make sure to reward yourself during, maybe it's once a month, maybe it's twice a year. You know, it just depends on, I think I'm styrofoam right there, depends on your goal and what you want. So anyway, and also, you know, I wrote down what's stopping me from achieving my goals. Maybe that might help you as well. Is what is your goal? What's stopping me from achieving it? And maybe that will help kind of realize what's going on in your head and who you are. I don't know. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful first day of 2022. I'm gonna finish up this box and hope Kit Kat likes it. And I will talk to you I don't know if I'll talk to you tomorrow, but for sure Monday no matter what. Okay, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.